Today's video is brought to you by Candid. Hey brother! Guys, Pixar is known in huge part for their Easter eggs, whether it's nods to different projects that they've worked on, actual people, or most famously, their inside jokes. If you are a longtime viewer of this channel, then I am sure that you are already aware of Pixar's Big Five. And they are the Pizza Planet truck, the Luxo ball, an Easter egg for an upcoming film, the voice of John Ratzenberger.
Yeah, take my buddy Bigfoot. When he was banished, he fashioned an enormous diaper out of poison ivy, wore it on his head like a tiara, called himself King Itchy.
And of course, A113. A113 is a reference to an animation classroom at the California Institute for the Arts, and this particular Easter egg is actually a bit more far-reaching in the world of animation, going beyond just Pixar. It can be spotted in tons of other projects, but not limited to The Simpsons, The Brave Little Toaster, and Marvel's Avengers.
Superheroes in New York? Give me a break.
That being said, it is particularly prominent in the Pixar movies, where it is actually featured in every single one, except for Monsters, Inc. And the fact that it is not in there makes absolutely no sense at all. And guys, I have been pulling my hair out because it is so close. Today, we discuss. Guys, before we dive on into today's video, we need to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Candid. And guys, big news, I am finally doing it myself. This year is the year that I am personally trying out the Candid clear aligners. Candid, beyond delivering clear aligners directly to your door, also offers remote monitoring from an orthodontist throughout your entire treatment. That means you're getting all of the same treatment oversight that you would get by seeing an orthodontist without ever actually having to go into the office, all for a fraction of the cost. And average treatments only take 6 months, so if you're planning for some kind of a big event, you'll know that you'll have results in time. If you guys would like to get started yourself, you can get $75 off by going to candidco.com/SEB and use code SEB. Again, that is candidco.com/SEB. Use code SEB. Link is in the description down below. So to start, just for funsies, let's go ahead and go through all of the other Pixar movies to show you where A113 has been stashed in each film. It's actually pretty cool to watch this unfold because in the beginning, it wasn't as well known as an Easter egg, so it's usually just hiding in plain sight. Like in Toy Story, for example, it's actually just Andy's mom's license plate. And in A Bug's Life, Flick just walks past a box that has it pretty prominently displayed, not hard to spot. Toy Story 2 is a little bit of a departure, and instead of seeing it, we actually hear it as a flight number.
Last air flight A113 from Point Richmond.
See, I said departure at the beginning of that sentence, and it was a flight number, so. In Finding Nemo, it's on P. Sherman's camera after Nemo done gone and touched a butt. During The Incredibles, they actually double down and prove that they're willing to be a little bit tricksy in how they incorporate it. In Plain Sight, it's the room Mirage tells Mr. Incredible to meet her in.
You'll be briefed on your next assignment in the conference room at 2. D-Wing, room A113.
2 o'clock. Got it.
But the way trickier one is that it's also the cell number Mr. Incredible is held in later on. Then in Cars, it's the train number. In Ratatouille, they do crank up the difficulty a little bit in a blink and you miss a moment on a TV that Remy is watching where it also happens to be on a train. In WALL-E, the captain has to squint to see it for absolutely no reason at all because you literally cannot miss it and it is part of the plot. In Up, it is the courtroom number while Carl is waiting for his sentencing for whacking that dude in the head. Like, I don't want to say that guy totally deserved it, but I mean, I feel like he had it coming. In Cars 2, it is on the plane that Mater is dangling out of the back of. Brave actually gets pretty clever about it, and inside of Boo, no, the witch's shop, it is actually written in Roman numerals. In Monsters University, it's a classroom number. Oh, I get it, because like the whole thing is based off a classroom number. I just got that right now. In Inside Out, it is written in graffiti as Riley is running away from home. The Good Dinosaurs is straight up absurd, but it's there. Finding Dory gets cute with it and is represented over the 2 tails of the sea lions on their tags. And it's also on the license plate of the truck that Hank and Dory never should have been able to drive.
Agreed.
I'm just not over it. In Cars 3, it is Sterling's office number, and in Coco, it is also on an office door. In Incredibles 2, it is on the movie marquee. In Toy Story 4, it can be spotted like almost everything else in the antique shop. In Onward, Officer Colt at the end of the movie uses it as a call sign. Of course, we can't show you that because the movie's not out yet, but like if they want to go straight to Disney Plus with it. So as you can see, this Easter egg is literally in every single Pixar movie, and yet it has never been found in Monsters, Inc. At this point, almost 20 years later, you gotta think like, it's just not there, right? That's a pretty fair conclusion. The problem here is that it is, by definition, an Easter egg, and therefore supposed to be hard to find. Leaving us to forever wonder, like, is it just not there, or have we all just not found it yet? It's like that classic senior prank in high school where you release 3 pigs and they're all labeled 1, 2, and 4. Of course, they get rounded up pretty quickly. Pigs aren't that hard to catch, but all day everybody's wondering, where's number 3? Is there a pig number 3? They will ask themselves. No, surely that's part of the joke. That's what makes it funny. We're supposed to think there are 4, but there isn't. Unless... Is this a joke, Pixar? Is Monsters, Inc. pig number 3? Because it honestly kind of feels that way at this point. It feels like they are laughing at us through history by the lack of inclusion of this Easter egg. You can't just not put it in there. Those are the rules! Pixar themselves have even made a video on their own YouTube channel pointing out where A113 is in every single movie, except for Monsters, Inc. And yet, here's the thing, like, take The Good Dinosaur, for example. We're in prehistoric time with like a hyper-realism style of animation. I would completely understand that it would be too hard to somehow orchestrate a way to fit it in. And yet they did it! And this is why it really grates my grapes, y'all. In Monsters, Inc., it could have been, and almost is, in 226 different locations. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, what a strangely unusual number for you to pick in your exaggeration, Ben. Like, why would you choose the number 226? It couldn't be because that's 113 times 2, is it? That's it. That's the reason. That's how bad we wanted to find it. We paid the math budget. And speaking of 226, I thought we had it. That they were pulling the Incredibles 2-part code thing. Right here, you can see Scare Floor A. Like, cool, fun. And then right next to it is an analog clock. Like, whoa, they're gonna make us work for it. But is it A113? No, it is not. It is A226. Are you kidding me? Okay, no big deal. I get it. There are plenty of other forms and doors and signs and lockers and menus. And oh my gosh, it is not on any of them. And it's not that it's just like not on them. It's almost on them. That is why it feels so much like they're just trolling us here. I mean, take this scene for example.
Oh, you don't see it?
Don't worry, I'll slow it down for you.
Right there!
Guys, 113, literally the numbers 113. It almost took them more effort to not do it here than to do it. And how about this one where Randall is chasing them through the gigantic warehouse of doors, and in the background we can see labeled on the giant wall A13. A13? A13, you're going with that. You're only missing like one. These lockers seem promising. I mean, they're counting right through the 100 teens. This one just feels like a missed opportunity. Though, to be fair, at this point, if it just said 113, I would be even more furious. Okay, how clever would it have been? I mean, this would have been so ridiculously meta, but like if they just, at 1 hour, 13 minutes, they literally just have someone go, hey! And that brings us to the trash compactor, where I'm not 100% certain that Sully isn't reacting to the potential death and compaction of his brand new best friend in the entire universe, but rather how close the model number of the trash compactor was to A113. Yeah, what is it actually? XP13? I mean, X has got to be like within the top 6 letters that could be easily converted to an A. And for that matter, what is a P if not a 1 with a semicircle attached to it? I've said it for years. And don't even get me started on CDA agent number 112, or as I like to call him, Chaz. Agent 112, or Chaz, appears pretty much anytime the CDA are on screen. And every time he's on screen, he's just slapping me in the face with his almost 113-ness. Seriously, it's the CDA. How hard would it have been to have his jumpsuit say CDA 113 Chaz? And then you've got all the newspapers and magazines where you can continue the story on page A-2. Couldn't have made it on A1, page 13, or for that matter, at the end of the movie when we get that spectacular Mike Wazowski edition cover of Business Shriek. It's the end of the movie. Eagle-eyed fans haven't spotted it yet. Perfect moment to drop it into the barcode with symbolic meaning. And they come so close. D116, that's both 3 letters and 3 numbers off. Also, side note, is the price here $1.682? Do we really need 3 digits for cents in the monster world? Also, actually, can I just give a quick shout out to Boy Scout Troop number 54 from Yorktown, Virginia? Because they totally scooped up the domain name for businessshriek.com and headed forward to their website. Then finally, there's News Channel 13, and this is possibly as close as we get to actually getting it. As you can see, the number 13 is completely plastered across the background, taunting us as usual. And sitting in front of those 13s are 2 monsters where one can undeniably be identified as a 1. And the other, maybe an A, if you really want to push it. And like, is this it? Is this it? Because is this it? Or is this just like the rest of the movie where they're barely missing the mark? Personally, I would like to say that yes, it does. Like, this is clearly what they were going for. Maybe it's just not the most well executed version of A113 in a Pixar movie. But going back to that video that Pixar made, they didn't include it. So, to the director of this movie, Pete Docter, dear friend, I know you're probably busy finishing up Soul and running Pixar and dealing with the coronavirus, but please tell us, is this it? Is this the thing? Is it even in there at all? We've waited for so long. I just so badly want to believe it's there. Like, this is the golden Easter egg that somehow nobody's ever found. Just waiting to be discovered. Someday. Like pig number 3. But until then, I challenge you to try to find it in the movie and in this video because it has been hidden a few times. Good luck. Guys, in case you haven't noticed my new t-shirt and you've been wondering where you could get one of your own, this is actually part of our t-shirt club over on Patreon. If you want to check that out, link is in the description down below. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm recording this from the home office because the original recording was going to toss to a super special project that we thought was going to go up on Tuesday, but it is now going up on next Tuesday. So be sure to set your reminders for a Super Carlin Brothers upload this upcoming Tuesday. But in the meantime, if you guys want to check out the entire Pixar theory, you can do so by clicking right up here. Or if you would like to see who is Carl's monster, you can do that by clicking right over here. Otherwise, guys, until next time, bye!